Yo, what's going on guys? Mush back at it with another video. With the Steam Summer Sale on the horizon, in this video I want to take a look at 5 tips I have for you guys to survive the Steam Summer Sale. Now when the Summer Sale is going on, I will be doing videos going over various games, genres, games under certain price points, all that kind of stuff. If you've been subscribed to the channel during other major Steam sales, you know what to expect, so stay on the lookout for that. Just wanted to mention that before I get into these 5 tips, so let's get right into this. Number 1 is something that I've been saying for a long time, and that is to utilize your wish list. Now, what I've always recommended to do, Steam obviously has a wish list feature where you can add games to your wish list. They're there for you to look at, but just take a look through the Steam store prior to the summer sale and take a look at some of the games you want and just add them to your wish list. They don't have to be all super marquee titles, but just look through the Steam store, look through all of the indie games. Sure, if the listed price is a little bit too high or you're not completely sold on a game, still I would recommend you to add it to your wish list. You're losing nothing by doing so. It's very little investment to just add a game to your wish list, but it's always good to have a list of these games because Steam releases so many games every day, and it's not just for help during a Steam sale, but it also helps out not forgetting about games that sometimes you'll see through the new releases. You'll see a game that interests you, but 6 months pass, and sometimes some great games are forgotten about. So utilize your wish list, add all of the games that you see right now that you have somewhat interest in, and then when the Steam Summer Sale starts, you'll be able to go to your wish list and all of the prices will be adjusted for the summer sale. Now, of course, if you've been using the wish list for the last few months, you've probably already built up a decent library of games there, so when the summer sale starts, you'll just be able to go on and look through all of those games, see how much they are discounted, and then go from there. Using the wish list is great for the Steam sales because instead of looking through thousands upon thousands of sales, and that's not hyperbole, there are literally thousands upon thousands of deals, it kind of compartmentalizes all of the games that you want into one list and makes it super easy to navigate everything. Number 2, and this tip might be a little bit of a surprise to you guys, but buying higher priced games is absolutely okay, and sometimes I would even recommend you to do so. Now, let me explain. Of course, during the Steam Summer Sale, you're going to see games for $2.49, $4.99, $7.49, $9.99. Hell, there are games that are going to be available for $1 or $1 and change, but of course, some of the more newly released titles and games that just have a higher value attached to them are going to be more expensive. Say a game like Nier Automata, I'd be very surprised if that game was any less than $19.99, and even $19.99 is probably a little low for that game, and it'll probably be $29.99. And yes, $29.99 for a PC game, that is quite expensive, but at the end of the day, it actually works out rather well. Let's take a game like Nier Automata, for example. Let's say that game is $30. Yes, you're spending $30 on that, and instead of that, you could probably get 4 games that are $7.49 each. I think my math is right on that, or $7.50, however it works out on Steam. But even with Nier Automata being a game that's $30, Nier Automata is a game that I would say is of superb quality, unless it's the PC version. The PC version has some issues. Maybe that wasn't the best example. I personally didn't have any issues on the PC version, so Nier Automata was a great experience for me. But in that example, instead of buying 4 of those $7.50 games, or even 6 $5 games, you're buying one high quality game, and one high quality game you know you're gonna delve into right away. A lot of times when you say have a $30 budget and you buy 4 or 6 games, a lot of those games you're probably not even gonna check out. A lot of those games you probably just bought because they're so cheap and you're like, hey, why not? And is that really a good reason to be buying games when you're dropping $30 on a game, especially a high quality game like a Nier Automata or a Far Cry 5, or just newer games in general? You are also at the same point more incentivized to play those games because you know you had that higher investment in it already. And at the end of it, games like Nier Automata, games like Far Cry 5, whatever game you decide to pick up that might be a little bit more expensive, those games are usually pretty good, and there's usually a reason why they are more expensive, whether they be newer release games, and of course newer release games are just usually a bit more ambitious, or they're games of high quality and the publishers know that they've retained their value and they can still charge a high asking price for them. But I just want to dispel the notion that you can't buy games that are $19.99, $24.99, $29.99. Yes, it's a little bit expensive in the PC spectrum, but just handicapping yourself to the $5 or $7.50 games, yes, you are going to get some great deals, but at that point, you really get into the territory where you're just buying games because they're so cheap instead of buying games because you actually want to play them. And usually when you drop $20 or $30 on a game, it's because you actually want to play that game. And of course, a game being $20 or $30 still means it's at a discount, Nier Automata goes for like $60 still on the Steam store. So in that example, $30 would be 50% off. Number 3 is a point that I have to get across, and it kind of leapfrogs off of number 2, and that is to assess when you are going to play these games. Look, I was there as a foolish new PC gamer and experiencing my Steam summer sale. I bought so many games, a lot of them on the cheaper side, mind you, because I was of the mindset of, hey, it's $2.50, it's $5, why not just buy it? And honestly, looking through my Steam library right now, there are games that I bought so long ago that I haven't even touched, never installed, and it was a complete waste even buying that game. Just pulling up a game on my Steam library, Binary Domain. I believe this was a game published by Sega. Steam actually, I don't know if this is a recent addition, but they added a game purchase date, which kind of gives you a slap in the face and makes you realize how long ago you bought these games. Binary Domain, game purchase, December 24th, 2012. Yes, I bought this game on Christmas Eve of 2012. I do not have a single minute in this game, never been installed, and of course, because I bought it on December 24th, I imagine I bought it during the Steam winter sale. I imagine there was a discount on it, and I probably paid like $2.50 for it. But guess what? Binary Domain actually got cheaper than $2.50. Binary Domain was a game that was a part of Sega's Humble Bundle, and I think it was a part of the dollar tier. So yeah, had I just been smarter, had I just never bought Binary Domain, just buying that Sega Humble Bundle when that came out, I would have ended up getting this game cheaper. So don't always be fooled in buying a game because it is so cheap, or buying a game that is just discounted, and you're like, I'll play this 3 to 6 months down the line. Well, 3 to 6 months down the line, guess what? There's gonna be another massive sale that runs. Game suggested prices are gonna go down, and that opens the door for their discount prices to go even deeper. For example, I'll use Nier Automata again. Let's say it's 50% off, you pick up that game for $30, but you have no intention of playing that game anytime soon. Let's say Square Enix comes around and they say, hey, we're gonna drop the suggested price of this game down to $39.99. Well, then during the next major sale, if it's 50% off again, it's gonna be $20. Chances are you still haven't touched it, and you just let $10 vanish into the ether. Be smart about these things. If you're buying a game that's a little bit more expensive, make sure that you have the plan of playing it very soon. Otherwise, you're gonna get into this area where you're buying games at a discount, but these games are just gonna be discounted even further a couple months down the line, and you still haven't checked out these games, and you just wasted money that way. And same thing goes for a lot of the super cheap games. Like I mentioned with my example in Binary Domain, a lot of these games will end up in future Humble Bundles, in the dollar tier, in future Humble Monthlies, things like that, and the games are just gonna be available as a part of a bundle even cheaper. So figure out when you're gonna play these games, because if it's not anytime soon, guess what? This isn't gonna be the last sale. You are definitely going to have the opportunity again to pick up these games at the same price, or if not cheaper. So a lot of the times the best bet is just waiting out, add those games to your wish list if they have interest to you, but if you don't have any time or plans to play them very soon, no reason to pick them up right away. Number 4, this is another tip that I have to get across. If you built your PC recently, if you got a gaming PC recently, which would be kind of hard given the climate of PC parts, but hardware prices are going down, so maybe some of you guys are in that boat. Maybe you bought a pre-built computer, etc. If you are just expanding your Steam library right now, do not go super overboard. This happened to me back in 2012 when I was really getting into Steam, when I was buying Steam games, and then the summer sale rolled around, and I just went insane, spending a lot of money buying all the $4.99 games again that I never checked out. A lot of those games I had already actually played on consoles, but I was like, hey, I get it on PC, it'll look better, it'll run better. So I just kept buying these games. I'm just pulling up games right now in my Steam library, and they have the game purchase thing there, and it's just so crazy to see how long ago I picked up some of these games. I just pulled up Brütal Legend, game purchase December 23rd, 2013, almost 5 years ago. I have Clive Barker's Jericho in here, game purchase July 22nd, 2013. These games have never been installed, never been played. I did play them on consoles back in the day, but I bought them, wasted money. It's been 5 years. I doubt I'm ever gonna play these games. I picked up Dungeon Siege 3, game purchase June 4th, 2013, and there are so many more like these games. Just because they were super cheap, I was like, hey, let me buy them. Do not go that route. Do not go absolutely overboard where you're buying games that you might not even have interest in. Yes, it gets to that point because $2.49, what does that mean to a lot of people? That's literally a couple of Steam trading cards, but don't go around devaluing money like that. Don't be wasting your own money. I went through that. It was a complete waste. Do not fall victim to the same thing that I did. And my final tip, tip number 5, and this is something that I've seen a lot of you guys say on Twitter and a lot of you guys say in the comment section, and I agree with you. It's that skipping the summer sale, not buying a single game, that is absolutely fine. You do not have to buy anything during the Steam summer sale just because it is the Steam summer sale. Honestly, the Steam sales now more so than ever whatever don't mean as much as they used to, especially because you've got all of these other competitive e-tailers. You've got Green Man Gaming, you've got Fanatical, you've got Humble, you've got all of these other e-tailers offering great deals at all times, where yes, the Steam Summer Sale is great because it is the mass sale of thousands upon thousands of games, and not a lot of other e-tailers are going to be able to match that, but still, there are always going to be great deals on great games, and there is no way that you're going to be able to go through all of the great deals and actually play through all of these great games. It is just not humanly possible, so don't feel like you have to buy something during the Steam sale, especially if your library is already filled with games in your backlog. Why are you making that backlog even bigger? I know for somebody like me, my backlog is so big. There are so many games that I haven't played that I want to play, or games I just want to go back to. If you're like me in that category, and honestly, it seems like a lot of you guys are, because if you just take advantage of all of the free game offerings, your backlog is going to get pretty big. Why even buy anything if you don't have any immediate intention of checking it out? Again, that goes back to tip number 3. You have to assess when you're going to play those games too, because they are just going to get cheaper and cheaper down the line. They're going to appear in Humble Bundle, or they're just going to be discounted even heavier. So skipping a sale is totally fine. Yes, the Steam Summer Sale is super cool. You get thousands upon thousands of games on sale, but just don't be captivated so much by the 50% off sign, the 75% off sign, the 85% off sign. Yes, it gets that significant. At the end of the day, it's about playing these games, and I know a lot of you guys fall into this category where you just buy all these games and you never get around to playing them. Don't be doing that, because I know I honestly did that, and I really do regret that. So that is going to conclude this video. I hope I gave you some insight and some words of wisdom regarding the Steam Summer Sale 2018. I've been experiencing these summer sales for, what, 6 years now? And yes, it's awesome to see thousands upon thousands of games on sale, but you don't need to be buying everything you need to see. Adding those games to your wish list, not a bad idea, but buying them right out the gate might not be the best idea. So let me know all of your thoughts in the comment section down below. As always, guys, thanks for watching. If you have a request for a future video, you can leave that in the comments as well. And like I said, I will be covering the sales in depth, looking at some of the best deals. So stay tuned for that, and I will catch you guys in the next one. Peace out.